Welcome to the Elevating Funeral Service podcast. If you want to run a successful funeral home, cemetery, or pet cremation service, you don't have to be the one that has the lowest price. You do need to be the one that offers the most value, provides the best customer experience, and clearly communicates that in your marketing. On this weekly podcast, Ellery and Welton will show easy ways to demonstrate value to families and create differentiation that helps you stand out from the competition. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Elevating Funeral Service Podcast. I'm your host, Ellery Bowker. I'm with my good friend and co-host, Welton Hong. This is the podcast where we teach funeral homes how to add more value by creating a better customer experience and then communicating that in their marketing. Today, we've got a really good episode. We're going to be talking about the 5 videos that we think every funeral home owner should have on their website, why, how to do it, what value you should expect from it, etc. So, Welton, here we are again. How are you doing, sir?
Doing awesome.
Good. Yeah, before we were talking about kind of things opening up, I got to share this. I went last weekend with my kids on a Father's Day weekend. We went to Virginia and rode this thing called the Virginia Creeper Trail. And it's a famous bike trail on the East Coast here. And that Friday night, we went out to eat at a restaurant for the first time.
Wow.
I haven't been in a restaurant since mid-March, and it was awesome. And you know what? It was Jersey Mike's.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't even a fancy restaurant.
That's still good. Good food.
But it felt so good to be sitting inside of a restaurant. Anyway,
I know.
Just an aside. So hopefully things will start getting moving back forward for everybody. Okay. And I was posting the other day about conventions. I'm so ready to go to a convention right now. I think I'd go to a Tupperware convention. I'll go to any of them. Just want to get back in the game.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so Welton, today we're going to talk about the 5 videos we think every funeral homeowner should have on the website. Before we get into kind of the types of videos, and I know this is going to seem like we're belaboring the point or stating something super obvious, but talk for a second, if you could, about your experience on why you think videos in general are so important.
Right. Just that medium is very, very different than other types of mediums. So I really do think it carries a little bit more differently, especially on a website. Even if very, very good content on a website, text and images, very often whenever people come to your website, if it's a video, they're more willing to watch a quick video versus reading a bunch of text. And after they go over that video, they get to feel how warm you are. Through text and images, very, very hard to carry that across. So I love videos, just that genuinely they get to see you.
Yeah, I would agree with that. To me, even setting the marketing aside, I think video is just easy, right? I mean, I think if I type in, like how to do something and Google's going to deliver the results and the first few are usually videos,
right?
Boom. I'm clicking the video.
Me too.
I'm going to watch the video. And so setting aside like product research or anything like that, I think like you said, just the medium, people are going to just watch videos, right? I mean, I think, I don't know this, but I'm guessing YouTube is probably the second largest search engine out there. And a lot of it is how to do this, how to do that. So, yeah. Okay, well, let's dive into this. So, the premise of this podcast, Welton, as you and I know when we started it, was to try to bring funeral homeowners, our listeners, and cemetery managers, ways that they could, with low cost, have a higher impact, right? So things they can add value that doesn't cost a lot. Now, creating videos is not free, but it doesn't cost a ton either, right? And there's probably a good, better, and best way to do all of these, and we'll maybe dive into a little bit of those. But what I want to try to do is I want to try to identify some points on the funeral home website that with video, you can have more of an impact, okay? Right. They all have websites, they all have text, they all say a lot of the same things. But if I want to be different than my competitor, I think one easy way, right, a low-cost way to do that is going to be with video.
Right.
And we're going to talk about ways that some people are not doing it where you could easily set yourself apart. And then there are going to be ways that you have an opportunity to just really kind of sell who you are and what you do. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to talk about 5 of them. The first one we're going to talk about, I called it an owner introduction video. You call it a business profile video. Let's do this. Before we get into anything else, why don't we just show one?
Share my screen here.
Hello, we are Dale and Tanya Naus, owners of Cutler Funeral Home and Cremation Center. Cutler Funeral Home and Cremation Center has served northern Indiana and southern Michigan since 1896.
The Cutler family called us to LaPorte about 25 years ago. We are active in the community, we live and we shop here, and we've been very happy and proud to have raised our sons here. We specialize in all aspects of funeral service, traditional and custom funerals, monuments, and pet services.
Our staff, they're absolutely second to none. From the sacred trust of the initial transfer of a loved one into our care, how they listen in the arrangement conference to the individual family members' needs, to how we give them the highest level of hospitality that goes far beyond that of any other funeral home's customer service. We understand that upon the death of a loved one, that cost is often the factor. Because of that, we are the only funeral home in the area that has their pricing online. We believe this allows us to serve every need within every budget. If there's ever anything we can do for you, please give us a call.
Okay, thank you, Welton. Let me go ahead and give you my thoughts on this.
Yes.
If I'm the consumer, and I always try to put myself in the customer's shoes, I'm looking at that, and number one, I'm connecting with these people, right? To me, if funeral homes rely on kind of who they are and how they serve families as their unique value proposition, these videos do a really good job of helping.
Very good job.
I like this video for a couple reasons. One is it hit a whole bunch of points, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had some value that he provided, saying, hey, we're the only one in the area that posts funeral prices online. You know, they clearly showed that they'll do veterans funerals with the flags over the casket.
Right.
They said that, they raise their children there, so they're making connections to the community. I mean, they did a really good job on that one.
Right.
Now, obviously, Welton, that video was not shot with an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't shot by, somebody just standing there. So let's talk about that. When we make videos, or if I'm a funeral home owner and I want to make videos for my website, I've got probably a good, better, and best option, right? I mean, good enough. To me, anything is better than no video.
Oh,
right?
yeah, definitely.
So the down and dirty way to do it is grab an iPhone, make sure you got good lighting, and you can have a video. You can always let it go, right? But if I'm the consumer, I'd rather see a video than no video.
Right.
So it does not have to be perfect.
No.
Or you can do what Dale did, was have somebody come in and shoot that video. Yes, it's going to cost money, but we're going to show you a way that it can actually not cost a ton of money. But the value you're going to get out of it, the return is going to be well worth your investment.
Right.
And then the super good way to do it would be to really hire a huge team to come in. And I wouldn't recommend that, because oftentimes those kind of videos, they end up looking very commercial.
They're very much like a commercial.
Yeah, and they lose their authenticity.
Right.
Okay, so we all know that video right there was shot with some people. Welton, tell us how you do that, because you do this for some of your customers.
Yeah.
How can somebody get one of these videos using this website you're going to tell us about?
Right. It's actually very, very simple. So if you go on a website, it's called smartshoot.com. Smartshoot.com. It's a nationwide website.
Okay.
You go on there, you register for an account, and you post your job description in there.
Basically, you're saying, hey, I want somebody to come and shoot a video for us.
Right.
You're finding a videographer.
Yeah. So you post, for example, 1-minute business profile video for a funeral home, and local videographers, they will come on there and bid on a job.
Oh, cool.
And you get to check out their reviews as well, what previous jobs they have done, their portfolio, and you can interview them. And that's why the cost has come down substantially.
What would a video like Cutler's cost?
These days probably range from $600 up to about $1,000.
Okay.
Not like, it's no longer like $3, $4, $5,000 anymore.
Well, in a bigger market, $1,000 is a half-page ad in a newspaper on a Sunday.
Right. Oh yeah. And these are pros, and they're gonna cut it up. They're gonna make you feel very, very comfortable. They're gonna interview you.
So walk me through that. So I'm the funeral home owner. And we want these to be what, 1 to 2 minutes, one and a half.
Ideally around between 1 and 1 minute and 30 seconds, because YouTube did a lot of studies. Once it's past a minute, people's attention span starts to drop off.
Gotcha. Well, that makes sense.
1 minute. It's a profile video.
Yeah, and you know what? If you write your script well, you can say a lot in 1 minute.
Oh yeah.
Can say a ton. I mean, Dale sure did in that. I mean, he covered a lot of different points.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so you write up a script, basically who we are, what we do, how we can help you.
Mhm.
I would just say be authentic, demonstrate
Right.
empathy, etc. So write your script out, go to smartshoot.com, and basically say, hey, I want a video. I want it to be 1 minute. And
Right.
then the videographers will come and bid on it. And then you
Yep.
choose which one you want.
Yeah.
When they come, they bring the camera, they bring the
Right.
equipment, they bring everything.
Oh yeah,
So they'll
everything.
shoot the video, they'll go away, make all their post-production edits,
Right.
edit the video, and then you have a video.
Right. And that video is not just for the website. Now you
Right.
have it for social media as well.
Oh yeah.
Right. Right. You can post on social media. You can pin it at the top, or it could be on Facebook, could be on Instagram, all these. It's your asset now. It's not just for the website.
Well, I really love this, Welton, because, you know, if you ask every funeral homeowner out there, do you think you should have video on your website? They're all going to say yes. But they may not know how to do it. Right.
Right.
This will help give them an easy way to do it. So that's really awesome to know. For the listeners, what Welton has agreed to do graciously is he's going to make a little 5-minute tutorial video on how to get a videographer to come to your funeral home. So
It's so easy.
Yeah. So what he's going to do is show you on screen how to go to smartshoot.com, how to create an account, how to post a job to get somebody to come out to your funeral home and shoot this video. Again, you know, we have to make investments in our business, right? And this is a good investment. It's going to pay back whatever you put into it. You know, just in the trust that you're going to instill in a consumer when they go there. Okay, awesome. So that's number one. So a business profile or kind of an introductory video on the website. The second video that I would recommend, excuse me, is doing a video walkthrough of the facilities.
Oh yeah, love that.
To me, and I know you see a lot of these, don't you, on now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I was in the website business for a while, and you know, early on we would put pictures of funeral homes facilities on there.
Right.
And then a little while ago, Google came out with the Google Tours, the 360, you know, the inside walkthroughs, right? Street view, but then inside. And then you've got video. So you've got kind of good pictures, better, the 360 tours, and then best video.
Right.
As a percentage, Welton, how many funeral homes do you think are doing video tours?
Of almost still very little. At best, they might get a 360 view done by Google, but those are just as pricey as getting a 1 minute video done.
Right.
Right.
You know, and the one thing I think about too is of all of these, this has to be the lowest cost, highest impact, because to me, if I'm the if I'm the consumer, I mean, and I can have a video of the facilities and I'm seeing it. Boy, why? I think about like if you're shopping for a house, you've got pictures,
That's right,
or video. Are you going to click the video?
Right.
Of course, you're going to click the video, right?
Right.
Yeah, you're definitely going to do. You're definitely going to do that. You know, this is not funeral home related, but I was getting ready to rent an RV a while ago, and the guy that I was renting it from had a little video, and he was walking around the RV, showing us the inside, the outside, all the stuff. Just video. It's so smart. What I would do, and I've seen some professional ones done. For me, I think it would be authentic if the funeral homeowner is not scared to do this, because I know it's not very comfortable doing this, but I almost would grab a selfie stick, right, with a camera, and I might try to talk to that family, and I might say, I would do this. I think I would do this. I think this would be really good if you did, but to say, hey, you know, I want to show you, you know, how we help families remember their loved ones here at Bowker Funeral Home. And then just walk and say, look, and here's our chapel, and you'll see a couple hundred people, and over here we've got a screen that pulls down to show tribute videos, and you know, here's our reception center. And basically you as the owner or the funeral director are kind of walking them through, kind of showing them that. And you know, if you happen to be walking by and there's a staff member doing something, you know, stop and say hello. You know, it's just, to me, it's authentic is what it is. But what do you think about that?
I love that. Yeah, especially with social media these days. Again, it's the more videos you produce, you can put it on there. The more genuine it is, the better it is. Right?
Yeah.
So don't be shy in. It's not just one video. Right? Ideally, once you get comfortable doing these, initially just for social media, eventually, once you found a good video, you can put it on your website.
Yeah, and video is easy. I mean, you know, when I started doing online videos, you know, I was like makeup and hair and, you know, all this other stuff. And now I'm just like, cut the camera on and let's roll. But the other thing too, so if you are camera shy, and I get it, right? A lot of people don't want to be on video at all. You could really just turn your camera around so you're not showing yourself and just walk through and talk. Or again, a few $100, somebody will come out and just walk through your facilities and get you a video tour.
Right.
Setting aside kind of how you would do it, there's a lot of value in having that video walkthrough of your facilities. Now, I will say one caveat. If some funeral homes are obviously blessed to have bigger, more beautiful facilities than some other ones. Right. You don't feel like you have to have that, but my dad used to tell me to major on the majors, right? So if you have things that you do really well, focus on those.
Right.
So you don't have to show everything, just try to show what you guys are really good at. Okay. Third, and this is something I haven't seen any funeral home do, but I think it's a great idea, is to do staff videos. So on your staff page, what do you think about the idea of, and this is just an idea, again, I've not seen anyone do this. What do you think about the idea of on a staff page, because every funeral home has our staff page, and they've got a picture and usually a bio, about having a video there where the team member just introduces themselves and tells their bio or says something about it. What do you think about that?
I love that. Just so genuine too. They get to see each different funeral director speaking, introducing themselves, how warm they are. I love that. It's that medium again, just so much more genuine. They get to really feel you before they come in.
Yeah, I can't remember where, and I was trying to think about this so I could pull it up, but it was a doctor that a clinic that I was looking at. I can't remember what I was looking at it for last year, and they had videos of the doctors.
Oh, wow.
And the doctors were introducing themselves, saying kind of what their specialty was and where they went to school and all this other stuff. To me, I could see if somebody's on there and they said, hey, I'm a funeral director here at Hong Funeral Home, and I've been here for 10 years, and I live in this community. I go to church in this community. I don't know. To me, it just seems, it doesn't have to be long. It could be 10 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. But, you said something on a few episodes ago that, faces equal trust.
Right.
And videos to me just make a connection.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Photos are great, but videos are really good. Videos just really help me connect with it. So
again, it doesn't need to be professionally shot. These, they just got to look genuine.
Yeah. You could really hold your iPhone up and
that's good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, going back to the whole social media thing, let's say that you did a staff video and you got 10 people on your staff. Well, now you have 10 different videos that you could dribble out on social media. Today we're meeting Ellery. Tomorrow, or next week we're going to meet and just have a little video on there. So really good idea. Okay, the next one, so number 4, would be a video. This is just my suggestion. Would be a video on how to understand funeral pricing.
Love that.
Now, we have done a couple of episodes on funeral pricing now. We just finished up one last week, 2 weeks ago, as a matter of fact, on kind of how to present your GPL online, so it presents you in the best light. But to me, I think funeral pricing is confusing. I think that if you had a video, it could be 2 minutes long. If you just turned it around, pointed at yourself or anybody in the funeral home, and just explain funeral pricing like you would to somebody who asked you about funeral pricing. And to me, the way I envision this is having your pricing page, if you have it on there, right, or a video on there, and literally title it that say how to understand funeral prices.
Right.
And if I'm shopping and I don't, to me that would be, oh, they get me. I need to know this, right? So I'm going to click this, and so when I click it, if the funeral director or the funeral owner was there and they start with an empathy statement and they say, I understand that funeral pricing can seem confusing. I'd like to take the next minute and explain to you how, a funeral price, how you end up at a funeral price, right, at a cost, so that you can make the best decision possible for your family.
Right.
You're instantly going to get trust from this person.
Yeah.
And then just explain to them and say, look, here we have a basic charge for our facilities and our staff, right? And here's what that includes. And you might hear the term cash advance, and here's what that means, and you know what I mean? And just what you're doing is you're just explaining to them the way they would there. But here's what I'm getting at, Welton. If you have people that are going to your website and they've been to another website, the fact that they've been to another website and now they're on your website means that you have an opportunity to be different.
Yes.
You know? And if they come to your website and they see a video and you're the only one that had that video, they're going to endear themselves to you because you guided them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's all about, you know, educating that consumer. You're the one that educated them. You're doing it in an empathetic manner, and you're just letting them trust you more. What are your thoughts about that?
I love that. It's GPO, as we mentioned before, it's very hard as a consumer to understand it. If somebody were able to walk me through on video, again, just instant transparency, trust right away.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I know we built a house a couple years ago, and when we were interviewing contractors, I remember going to a contractor's website, and there was a couple of videos that said, you know, what goes into building a house, you know, as far as the cost goes. You know, it was like, you know, here's how this is paid, this is paid, this is paid, this is paid. You know, if you educate that consumer, we talk all the time in the funeral business about educating the consumer on the value of funeral service. It's like the only thing I hear. It's like one drum and everyone beats it to death, educating the consumer on the value of funeral service. And I understand that, but let's educate them on how prices work, right? Let's educate them on how pre-planning works, educate them on all these other things that they're searching for, and the data will prove that they're searching for that. So if they're looking around for funeral pricing, you have an opportunity right now to be different by just having videos explaining that. It's transparent. It builds trust.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So cool.
Love that.
All right. Now, I've not seen anybody do staff videos. I don't think I've seen anybody do a pricing video. Have you?
Never.
Okay.
Not yet.
Right there, if you're a listener, you have two opportunities to be different than a competitor right now, very inexpensively, because you could do both of those without a professional. Right? Staff intros, turn the camera around, start shooting. The GPL, turn the camera around, explain how pricing works, right? Throw it up there. If you want to improve it later, and replace it. You can just get started right away very inexpensively. All right, the last one, this was a great idea you had on there, were video testimonials. So this would be the fifth type of video. Explain what you mean.
Yeah. So typically when we think about testimonials, we think of just text, right? And at best, in the good old days, you might get thank you cards. I would scan those in and put it on your website as well. They just look a lot more genuine, right? And just typing it out, put it on your website.
Right.
But ultimately, the best form would be video testimonials. Again, ideally not professionally shot. This is one I would say, do not get a professional to shoot this,
because you're trying to look authentic,
right?
Yeah.
I would grab your phone again, do a selfie with the family together, right? And then just interview them 3 very simple questions. First question could be, how did you hear about us? And let them talk, right? Just very natural, right? Could be very short. Second question is, what services do we perform for your family? Let them talk. And third, very simple question here is, would you refer us to your friends and family? That's it, right? So it shouldn't be that long, and it could be very natural, just using selfie, or you can shoot them directly. But ideally, I would do it the selfie way. And that video, now again, it's not just on your website. You can spread it on social media as well. That trust is very, very high.
How do you, I can right now hear funeral homeowners, and I guess even me, I think about this a little bit. How do you do that tactfully? Because you just didn't put windows in my house. Right. I mean, my mom died, right? Or I mean, this was traumatic.
Right. Oh, yeah.
How do you do that? How do you ask a family to do that without seeming opportunistic?
Right. Agree. Yep. I'll probably approach the families that obviously would have very, very high trust with you already. And I would just approach and really appreciate if we can get a little bit of feedback from you so we can show the families how well we served your families.
So maybe a family that you've served a couple times, or maybe somebody that you already have an existing relationship with.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I mean,
you don't need to bribe them or anything. I think most families, if you genuinely help them out, it's the rule of reciprocity.
That's right.
It will definitely help you out in return.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I mean, Robert Cialdini wrote about that in his book.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1, and the law of reciprocity. You're exactly right. And I think that right now I can hear funeral homes owners, especially the traditional ones, are going to be saying, absolutely not. That's the craziest dang idea I ever heard. But a couple years ago, I wrote an article, Weldon, and I said that if you want people to think you're different, you actually have to be different. Right. So you have to do things that others aren't willing to do. So there is no doubt in my mind that if you do that video you're talking about, the selfie, that has a tremendous amount of value. Well, you gotta get willing to be uncomfortable enough to do that, to get that value. You're not going to extract that value out of it if you're not willing to do it. So just like anything else in life, you're just going to have to just do it. I mean, if you want the value, you're going to have to do the work. And so, I think it's a good idea, pick and choose your families, but it does not have to be tacky. It can be tastefully done, but you will get a lot of mileage out of that. I think it's a great idea, because you're right. To me, I almost cringe when I see this, but it says on a testimony, it'll say, they treated our family so great and they did such a great job. And the name is John from Pittsburgh.
Right. It's so easy to fake those too. It's like,
that's what I mean.
As a consumer, it's hard for me to know whether it's real or not.
I'm sure there's a John in Pittsburgh, but I have no idea if that's real or if it isn't. That's why I think the scanned notes, and you could fake those too, but those look real to me, especially when they have tons of them. But videos, if you're in it, they're in it. It's hard to fake those.
Very
hard.
hard.
Instantly going to get a lot of trust on that. Well, this has been good. So again, I think these are 5 videos that if I were a funeral home owner right now, I would strive to have all of these on the website. You don't have to have all 5. Pick 2 or 3. Use one. Hopefully you guys got some good ideas out of this. I want to point out a couple of things that, don't be afraid of video, right? I mean, we all know the benefit of it. It's just going to have to be a thing where you're just going to have to make a decision to do it and just shoot the video, get someone to come in there and do it. I think the return is just too good. It's too much of a missed opportunity if you don't. Okay. And then just focus on authenticity, demonstrate empathy in these videos, and you're going to come across in the right light. Speaking of light, we had a listener ask us if we would do an episode on kind of like how to shoot a video. Do you have any, I don't know if we have enough content to do that, but do you have any just quick tips for anybody that are going to shoot some of these videos themselves?
It's really just lighting and good camera and good mic. Right. But seriously, your phone is good enough. You can really, these phones, iPhone, they're so good these days. Even a native mic, they're very good. It just really is just lighting. These days.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So just get good lighting, have good audio, and use your iPhone. Great. Awesome. Well, thank you, Welton. I appreciate it. You always have good insights and stuff. Thank you to all the listeners. We hope you found some value out of that. If you did, if you'd be kind enough to go to iTunes and leave us a review, that would be awesome. We would love that. I think we have 4 or 5 now, so we're excited about it.
Woo!
Yeah, as always, if there are any ideas that you would like us to cover, we want this to be a teaching podcast. We want to bring tactical ideas, and hopefully, like today, that you guys can take something away from each episode that you can go and start doing immediately in your funeral home at a low cost and have a big impact. So next week, we got a really good episode coming out. So until then, we'll talk to everyone later. See ya.
Thank you.